are not safe in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This is someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. True. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the co-host for Spike CPS Real Talk with Ms. G, and I also work for the law office of Vincent W. Davis. And I have both my co-hosts today, Cassandra and oh my God,
Darren Guay.
Darren.
And the voice right here.
Oh my God.
You know, you get a star like me with you, Georgette. It's hard. It's hard. It's a starstruck. Everybody take a breath. We'll calm down. Everything's good.
All right. Okay. All right. So today I want to share a few things with you guys before we start talking, all of us, about CPS and the corruption in our states. So again, I'm going to read this to everybody. Child Protective Services, also known as CPS, are a protected empire built on kidnapping children and destroying families. Bill Clinton 1997 Act offered cash bonuses to the state for every child they adopt out in foster care. And in order to receive the adoption incentive bonuses, CPS treats kids like merchandise that sells. They must bring plenty of them in order for the buyers to choose. Now, when I say buyers, I'm talking about the adoptive foster parents. Workers work hard to keep the federal dollar flowing. Each bonus is multiplied by a percentage that the state has managed to exceed baseline adoption numbers. Therefore, state and local communities, which are CPS, work hard to reach their goal to increase the numbers of adoption. The program is set by the very top and is ran by the Health and Human Resources. This is why victims of CPS don't get the help from their legislator. So basically, our tax dollars is what pays this, keeps this gigantic system floating, while 6 out of 10 children die in foster home. Poor parents are targeted to lose their kids because they do not have the money to hire an attorney. CPS workers commit fraud and withhold evidence in court, and there is no checks and balances, and judges, CPS that is, allow them to run the show. The separation of families and snatching of children is growing as the CPS business grows because the state and local government are accustomed to have these taxpayers' dollars to balance their overgrowing budget. So the ones that benefit from all this corruption is the state employees, social workers, children therapists, court-appointed attorneys who are also known as court pretenders, guardian ad litem, CPS investigators, judges, foster parents, adoptive foster parents, children's psychiatrists, all of them looking for children in the state custody to provide job security. Okay, so we all understand the corruption within our system, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. I was looking on Mr. Davis's book. So this book, I already, last week we had a winner, and she already received her book, and she thanked me for that.
It's excellent.
So I was reading on page 31, which is the jurisdictional hearing. So after the arraignment and detention hearing, the case is assigned to a social worker called a dependency investigator. It is this worker's job to independently and objectively investigate the allegations of the emergency response social worker, the allegation in the WIC 300 petition, including reviewing documents and interviewing witnesses. It is my humble opinion that these investigations are not independent nor objective in most cases. In my opinion, it's all cases. Please note, I wrote, Mr. Davis says, however, more time than not, the dependency investigator supports the claim of the ER worker because they do not want to be sued later by family. Bullshit. They actually do fucking lie about everything. Is there ever a child abuse committed by a parent? Yes or no? But is there even inaccurate or exaggerated reporting by the DI? Yes. Okay. So investigators' job is to be, not to take sides. They should investigate fairly, right? Without bias.
Bias is right.
Exactly.
No bias, none.
Their job is to lie, hold evidence, because their job is to make money. If they don't get incentives from the federal government, how in the fuck are they going to survive? If you really think about it, right? They can't survive. They can't, right? If they only take, just imagine how much per child they get incentive from the federal government, that's our tax dollars paying for them, right? If they only get 5 children necessarily that has to be removed a month because of abuse and neglect, like proven abuse and neglect, they're not going to make that much money. That's why it's gigantic.
Right? How many cases are actually proven to be abuse? Well, not proven because they all get proven, I guess. But how many do they say that kids are wrongfully taken and proven to be unfit parents and so on and so forth? How many of those are real and how many of them are false? Like, what would their budget really be if they were to act on accordingly and with the real truth of who is being abused and neglected?
Exactly. We honestly, I can honestly tell you this. There is over 1,000 children that were removed last month from LA County.
I mean, people must just be beating kids on the street, not feeding them. There must be starvation, everything to remove that many kids, right?
Yeah, but that's not true.
Right.
There's a case actually that a lady that called me this morning. So what happened was they had to live. They were visiting her mother, right, in Orange County, and they live in Oregon. So they came to visit the mom for Easter, the grandmother for Easter holiday, right? So they found out that they have COVID. Then they had to quarantine themselves in the hotel where they were staying. So they couldn't see the grandmother. So what happened was in the hotel, the manager, the mother and the father had an argument with the manager over the phone because they're asking for room service or something like that, or towels or something. And they had to tell the manager they're quarantined until, for like 14 days or whatever, I don't know, whatever days that.
Whatever they decide in this mess of stuff. Right.
And then the manager said, no, I'm not going to bring you towels. We don't want to be infected, whatever. And she said, look, we still need to take care of ourselves. We're paying you, so you need to bring us towels. So anyways, the manager had a fight with them over the phone. He called the police. And the police notified CPS because they have children. And you guys are not going to believe this. CPS got involved. So the manager of the hotel told the cops that there's domestic violence. That wasn't true.
Oh,
The CPS workers, those fucking assholes, right? Instead of really investigating and doing their job, they go and steal the children while they're in. They have COVID. The parents have COVID, and they stole the children, put the children in foster home, not even put the children with the grandmother in Orange County.
why is the CDC? Where's the CDC in all of this, right? Why isn't the Centers for Disease Control saying, whoa, 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 whoa?
Yeah, exactly.
These people are following the rules. You've just potentially infected however many extra people with this COVID. How come CDC isn't on that phone right now saying, hey, get a hold of these people who did this? I want a supervisor's ass now.
Exactly. That's my point. That's why I get so angry, because this shit has been happening on and on and on, and nobody is like,
because people are scared. The number one thing of no matter if you're a dog, cat, bird, even mouse, but a human being, is you don't mess with people's children. So people are scared of that. Yeah. People don't come to the defense of people like me or her or anybody else that are wrongfully accused and all this stuff. They don't come to our defense because they're scared because their kids could be next and they don't want to lose their kids. So it's not worth it to them. And I understand that. It's a scary damn thing. But you know what? Someone's got to stand up and say enough's enough. Yeah. Throw some balls. You know, if you got a position of power, use it. Use it and stop these bastards from stealing people's family. God gave us that gift to reproduce. God gave us that right to do that. The Constitution gives us the right to be parents. So how is it that some asshole in an office that's never stepped out, that's probably 300 pounds, and some woman fresh from college that barely knows her ass from her elbow has the fucking audacity or the skill set to come and take your kids from you?
Exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, I agree with you 100%, Darren. 100%. But what blows my mind is that
well, the judge has to agree to that too.
But the judges, the juvenile dependency judges they don't do checks and balances. They actually allow the social workers to run the shows. And guess what? The federal government is the one fucking funding these motherfuckers to keep kidnapping children. Right. That's what gets me. It's like you keep kidnapping children, you keep accusing the one parent or another. And the thing is, they make the parents look like they're criminals, while there's other parents who actually have the kids who are abusing the children, and they're not touching these parents. In fact, they give the children to the abusive parent in juvenile dependency courts. They do not keep the children with the non-offending parent. Why? Because they're fucking demons. That's what they are. They're demons. They're demons. And the investigators, they're not doing their job. They don't fucking investigate.
They don't investigate shit.
That's bullshit.
Not one investigator. Not one person has asked my mom, my brother, my wife's family, anything. Not one person has come and said, hey, what's been going on with these people? Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Nope. Not a damn person.
There's more. There is a case last month. I will never forget this lady. She's in Illinois, and she still has Make America Great Again. She has like a sign on her lawn that says Make America Great Again.
Yeah, they're targeting them people.
They targeted her because the fact that she loves Donald Trump. Right. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with Trump?
That's happening here. That's happening in Maine.
Yeah. That's the same thing happened to you, Darren.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Yeah. And everybody just turns a blind eye.
This is crazy. And they're running the show. CPS literally run the show. That's why they laugh at parents' pain. That's why they tell parents they're untouchable. That's why they give parents breadcrumbs just to keep them quiet from hiring an attorney. That's why they threaten parents that if they hire an attorney, they will not see their kids. I mean, this goes on and on. This bullshit has not stopped. It actually increases. Now in family law court, I found out today from a family law attorney that I know very well in downtown LA. She told me that all her cases are turning into JD cases. All her family law cases, all of a sudden, is becoming juvenile dependency cases now. You know, what the fuck is going on in America right now?
The front line of defense for kids is kidnapping. That's what's happening.
I mean, Darren, take over, baby. Let's talk a little bit. Let us share what's on your mind, you and Cassandra, right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole thing is asinine, and people like it. So you're going to keep on letting the federal government's just going to keep giving them a plethora and an abundance of money. So they say, oh, let's shorten the amount of time that it takes for you to adopt out a kid. Let's shorten this. They go against every rule. So if you have a substance abuser, for instance, they go against every rule that any counselor in any place tells you that you should do. They remove you from your family. They take away all of your stuff. They do all that stuff to them. People that aren't even in trouble. You know, oh, what? Because I get a little animated and argumentative because you stole my kid, that I'm an abuser? No, I'm a pissed off dad. Yeah. I'm not an abuser. Yep. But now I've got to go to, wheel and motion classes and all of these things that I didn't even need before. I smiled. I had a good time. I played with my kids. I went to work. I came home, and that was it. I wasn't mad. Yep. Now I'm pissed. You took my kids. You know what I mean? Like, what do they expect you to do?
They want you to be cold, but when you're cold, then they say, oh, you don't care about your kids.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then they get this court. So like we have, they take your kid, and then you're supposed to respond in 72 hours. You go to that hearing, right? You do try to. It's a preponderance amount of evidence, so it's shit anyway. But it still gives you that chance that, Your Honor, this guy's crazy. He took my kid. I don't understand this, whatever. Well, guess what? The public pretenders are like, we're going to write that right off. Let's not do that one. But then you read any book that talks about it, anything that says it, they go, you know what? If you don't show up at that hearing, if you waive that hearing, then you look like you don't give a shit. And they don't take that into account. They don't. No, these public pretenders, they don't object to anything. They don't try to fight for you. They don't try to do a damn thing. And if you don't have the money and you're put in this situation, you're screwed. You lost your kid. You might as well just sign it when it happens, because you're going to go through months and months of hell with shit you didn't even need before. It makes you even a worse person because you've learned about things that existed that you didn't even know. You know what I mean? Like, and they're just making people crazy. But it's okay, and the judge is going to sit on the bench and be like, okay, Mrs. 20-year-old that just stopped working at, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody that works at a sham job, but, like any sort of whatever, but they get out of there and they go in there, it's a CPS, and they got a badge and a notebook, and I'm going to come snoop your kid right up. I want a piece of that $800 a month that I get till the kid's 18.
Yeah, but the thing about this is this. They bring police officers with them.
They're not even supposed to be there.
But wait, the reason they bring police officers with them is because they're intimidating the parents.
Yep.
Because we, as humans, we get intimidated by a badge and a gun and a uniform. So the only reason they bring cops with them is to intimidate parents. But no one is allowed in your home without a fucking warrant or a court order. No one.
Well,
and how the judges sign off on a court order? By manipulation and withholding truth from the judge. And the judges actually give trust to the social workers. If the social worker said there's imminent danger, the judge should fucking ask, what's the imminent danger? What proof do you have? Do you fucking have that there's imminent danger of the child?
And that means like die now, right? Like the kid is going to die this second if we don't go there.
Exactly.
Like put the Superman cape on, let's go.
Yeah. But wait. But the judge, right? The juvenile court judge doesn't know that the fucking worker knew about this 10 days ago. Because if it was imminent danger, she would have gotten the fucking...
Yeah. My kid, 8 days.
10 days ago.
Yeah, imminent danger. 8 days later, they show up to take her. 8 days. So she was in so much danger that they just waited through the weekend and waited through the long weekend and then even called and said that she was okay, everything's good, and whoop, here they come, take her away.
There it comes. And then they expect parents, and then what judges don't fucking see is social workers laughing at the parents.
Oh, that's exactly it.
Yeah, laughing at the parents. Exactly. But what the judges don't also see is the social worker telling the parents, we're untouchable. What the judges don't fucking see when the social worker says, I'm going to lie on the stand, everyone's going to believe me. And they actually tell parents that. So guess what? It's the parents' word against these motherfuckers' word. And that's how it goes. Both of you, I mean, it's like...
What other agency in the government gets the leniency that a CPS worker does? Who gets a rubber stamp from a judge? Like, they don't even have to go into the courtroom. The judge just says, oh, she said it was good. Off they go.
Rubber stamp it.
Who gets that?
Rubber stamp it. It's all good. She said it's good. Rubber stamp it.
To answer your question, 86,000 children were removed in 2009. That's 2009. So I can imagine now, not having been maltreated at all. 86,000.
Wow.
That's
Were
huge.
not maltreated at all, and they got taken from their home and put in foster care. So I can only imagine now.
It's probably more.
Yeah, and there are more than
Last
70
week,
children
plus
in
LA
foster
County.
care.
Yeah.
There's more than 70% of children in foster care on alleged neglect, not abuse. Not abuse, just neglect, apparently. Only
Yeah, and then
70%.
what does that neglect consist of?
Exactly.
They don't know.
Exactly.
What exactly? I still don't understand this. I don't understand this.
It just makes no sense. That's why you don't understand it, because you're a smart woman, you're an educated woman, and you can't grasp or grab a hold of something that makes no sense. You're not stupid. You're smart. This makes no sense. It makes no sense that anybody's allowing this to happen.
There's
It's
actually this is what I found out.
A senator, a congressman. I have written these people time and time. No response. Nothing.
Right. But what I found out also that these juvenile dependency court judges, actually most of them or some of them are criminal judges from other courts. They don't even understand juvenile law. So that's why a lot of them go by what the social worker is telling them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
They're like puppets in court.
Oh, so you're saying that because they don't even understand the rules, they think the social worker is going to tell the truth.
Right. And
because that's what decent human beings do.
And a lot of the court-appointed attorneys are actually, they're not even juvenile dependency judges. They're actually like criminal judges. Attorneys. They're not juvenile dependency attorneys. Most of them are like coming from criminal, family law, et cetera, et cetera. You have to be a juvenile dependency attorney to understand the laws in juvenile dependency matters. Right. This fucking shit is bullshit, but then they give them free attorneys. They're free to them, but these motherfuckers get paid. Right. They don't get paid by you, but they get paid. But this what gets me. They tell parents everything is going to be okay if you follow the safety plan. Everything is going to be okay.
They're fucking liars.
Your classes. And then the parent will call me, okay, Georgette, I'm in the reunification stage. The worker said I'm going to get my kids back in May. I'm like, you're not going to get your kids back. I received 4 calls, and they all said the same thing to me. And I told them, I said, do you want the truth or do you want the fucking lie? And they said, we want the truth. I said, well, the truth is this. You're not getting your kids back in May. Well, I've done my classes. I've done this. I've done this. I've done this. I said, it doesn't fucking matter. All these classes you're doing is unnecessary.
Yeah, they don't even care.
It's unnecessary. You know why? Because the classes is distract you. When the devil attacks, the devil has to distract you. So these classes is just this fucking distraction. And they say, oh, you're in the reunification stage. And then they come back and say, oh, we received an anonymous call. So there is no more reunification. Now we're going to have to permanently put the child with the foster parent. What the fuck? And then the new law, the Nancy Skinner law, that gives relatives placement, even if they have a criminal record from decades ago, that doesn't affect their current situation. Meaning they've been good for years. They haven't committed any more crimes. They're clean. By law, you're supposed to place the children with the relatives. And guess what the workers keeps telling the parents is there is no such law. There is no such law. That's what the workers keep telling the parents. These motherfuckers don't even know the law. Existing law. They don't know the law. And they keep lying to parents. This shit is disgusting. Disgusting. Oh my God. Leslie said, I'm an advocate and witnessed it in every state almost during COVID, and it's alarming. Exactly. In every fucking state. Illinois, Chicago, Florida, California. I mean, fuck. How many children have to be stolen? How many children have to be stolen for somebody to do something about this? The whole system is corrupt across the United States, is trafficking children. Yes, they are. And guess what? We have retired juvenile dependency judges. There's one that I mentioned a couple of shows ago. I can't remember his name. But he was like, sex trafficking children? Molesting children? Watching porn of minors? I mean, come on. There was foster parents in New York and New Jersey who are actually soliciting teenage daughters of someone to have sex for money. And those girls told their social worker many times. And the social worker did not do shit about it. This it keeps increasing. Leslie said, I tell every parent, educate yourselves on your state laws. It's awful. Know your rights. Yes, most parents do know their rights, though, Leslie. The problem is when you talk to the fucking social workers about your rights, they get angry and they become
They take away your kids.
Right.
They take away more of your things.
Exactly. And they steal more of your kids. I mean, even if you have, oh my God, they literally steal your dignity.
Yeah, your visits,
They
everything.
literally steal your dignity. You lose your job, you lose your home, you lose your car, you lose your kids. Why? Because you have to do classes. That's unnecessary. You have to do this. You have to go do this and that. I mean, there's cases that have nothing to do with drugs. The parents have been doing drug testing every day for 2 years. For 2 fucking years.
And they still don't get their kids back.
And they still don't get their kids back. But it's not even drug related. It was domestic violence, supposedly domestic violence, but it wasn't even a domestic violence. It wasn't. There was no domestic violence. But because the neighbor, right, the freaking neighbor hates the mother. That's it. That is it.
So did you know?
Did you know? That's bullshit, though. That's fucking bullshit.
Right. And then when you don't want to do the piss test for them, then they go like, oh, let's do a hair follicle. Well, this is supposed to be about going forward, not backwards. So if anybody did have something in their past, so what? But why do you want to allow them into your DNA? Like, this is a whole nother breach of your privacy that they're just trying to get to, that they shouldn't have that.
Right. But listen to this. That's on page 18 in Mr. Davis's book. I want to read this to you guys. It said that the social worker is supposed to advise you of your rights to speak to an attorney. No fucking social worker does that. But this is rarely done. And it seems there is no adequate remedy for this failure. In the criminal court system, if the police don't advise you of your rights to an attorney before you speak to them, your statements could be excluded from evidence. Not so in juvenile court system, where your comments can lead to not only losing your children in most cases forever, but it could also lead to you being criminally persecuted. Your statement to a social worker can be used against you in the juvenile court and in the criminal court. And in most cases, social workers are all too fucking happy. He didn't put the fucking word, but too happy to testify against you in criminal proceeding.
Right. And I believe
they're fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Davis said, my general advice based on almost 28 years of experience, but now is 35 years. So he said, do not talk to social workers without consulting an attorney. And as you've no doubt seen on TV and in movies, don't talk to a police officer without consulting an attorney. I know this is simple advice, but I see all too many times where parents and relatives violate this advice. They do. I fucking tell them yesterday and they fucking violated the same fucking day. Because the social worker acted as if he or she were trying to assist them or outright intimidate them. Please don't be fooled. Now, I literally tell people this all the time. Do not speak to social workers, speak to an attorney. Do not talk to them. Family members until today. Listen to them, darling. Do what they tell you.
Do what they say. You should have listened.
It's going to be okay. You're going to get your kids back. This is just a mistake. The system works. Then you take advice of mommy and daddy and sister and brother and friends and auntie and uncles, and then you're fucked. Because the moment you open your mouth is the moment you already open Pandora's box and you fucking can't close that box.
Right.
Once you open it, there is no way you can close that box. I mean, I don't understand how many times I have to tell people this. And they keep doing the same fucking shit over and over again. Then they tell me, Miss G, I didn't know. why in the fuck didn't you research? Why in the fuck didn't you read? Well, because I was too busy. Too busy? There is no fucking excuse. Once there is a social worker at your fucking door, fucking investigate.
All hands on deck.
Fucking go on Google what to do when a social worker contacts you. What to do when your kids are being questioned in school. I mean, there's so much research for the.
And there's getting more and more out there too.
There's so much research for. I'm gonna say like my friend always tells me, for fuck's sakes. For fuck's sakes, you can research all this shit on social media. There's so many people warning people, other parents, do not do this. Do not open your mouth. Do not talk to the social workers. Do not. We have a client, I kid you not. They just won their case last week. The first thing she did, she told the social worker, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to let you in my home. Do you have a warrant? She said, no. But I'm going to go get a police. She said, get the police. I'm going to leave you a couple of bottles outside the door. Enjoy it. Bottles of water, that is. Okay? So the social worker goes and gets the police and blah, 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 blah. The police said, well, we can't go in. Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I don't have a warrant. I don't have a court order. I mean, you can't just fucking break in somebody's home. Right? So she did right. But the social worker threatened her ass and told her that if you don't open the door, I'm going to make sure you don't get your kids at all. So the mother told her, whatever, and she slammed the door. She did good. Why? Because she did not allow them to come in the home without a court order.
And then she probably went away, right? The caseworker did? The social worker?
The social worker went away, but at that moment, that's when the mother called our office, and she actually spoke with me. And she said, I'm going through a CPS investigation. They knocked on my door today, and the worker went and got the police with her. That was the first initial contact with the mother. And the mother, she didn't even want to tell the mother why she was contacted. So what she told the mother is this: we're not going to tell you why, because you're going to go coach your children. We don't want you to coach your children. How in the fuck are you going to tell somebody?
Because she wants to do it first. She wants to be able to get them at school or wherever she can get them and corner them and ask them questions and tell them what to say.
Pretty much. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Of course.
And I'm like, people, what the fuck are you thinking? What are you thinking
We
when
stalk
you just
our,
open the door?
we can stalk children.
This is what gets me.
As long as we got a badge
right
that says CPS.
Right. And this what gets me is that when the parents say, I have nothing to hide, Mr. Davis. I have nothing to hide. I told them to come in. It's not about that you have nothing to hide. It's about them setting you up to fail. We're not saying you're a bad parent, but being a good parent doesn't get you off the hook with a corrupt motherfucking system. That's the bottom line. Being a good parent is not enough. It's not enough. Cassandra, go ahead and say something, honey.
Yeah, that's like I say every show, like just educate yourself for sure. Like especially like Leslie was saying, like record everything that you do and educate yourself. Like, because it's really, that's all you can do, especially if you're like having problems like with trying to get money to get a lawyer or whatever. Like,
but the investigation
educate yourself.
phase, yeah, but the investigation phase is the cheapest phase. That's what people don't understand. That's the cheapest retainers, because the
do it as soon as possible. Like,
right.
As soon as possible.
We have a client that actually lived with his brother. That was like last year. He said he lived with his brother until he made up, until he paid, until he got his kids back, and with the attorney. And then after he got his kids back, God blessed him with his own business, and he makes so much money right now. I mean, seriously, people don't understand that. Money comes and goes, but your children is yours forever. You can't. I mean, we have clients that they say, oh, I have my 401k, but I don't want to touch it. Well, fucking A, man. Touch it. Touch it, because you need to get your kids back.
When this is over and you lose, you don't get a second chance.
You don't
There's
have a
no.
chance on your own.
When
A
that
lot of
judge
people
slams
think
that
you can do
gavel
it.
and says it's over, it's over. You get
It's
45
over.
minutes for the rest of your life with your kid.
Yep. Not even that. You could lose 100% losing your parental rights.
Which that's what they're trying to do to me.
Yep. There you go. And losing your parental rights, guess what? That's the next step to adoption.
Yep.
All they need is one parent. That's how fucked up it is.
Yep. It's crazy. It's absolute insanity.
For what? For what? Just you being angry with a social worker does not give them the right to steal
Because
your
you
children.
did a podcast. Yeah, because you did a podcast and you told the truth.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I cannot even imagine once they find out that I'm here with you, the repercussions that I'm going to face. Yeah. We should put this as on a contest, because if they did to me what they did because of my podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what the great thing was? I was getting paid for it, and they were pounding my podcast with it. And I was like, great, I'm getting all this money because the CPS people are listening. But then what they do? I can't see my daughter anymore. They say that you can't videotape, can't record them, you can't do this, you can't do that. That's what the state of Maine CPS tells everybody. Don't you record us. You're not allowed to do that. Don't you do it. We're going to penalize you. You record them, you have it, they penalize you. They take your visits away from your kid. I haven't talked to my kid since January 5th. For what?
Wow.
For what? Because the district attorney didn't like my tone? Because she doesn't like the truth? The fact that she harbors liars and thieves in her little OCFS? Is that what she's mad about? So they try to shut me up? That's what they try to do? And these people are dangerous that way. And you know that, Georgette. You see it. You know, a lot of people don't even like to think of that way. These people are dangerous, devious people. They insert themselves in your lives. You don't even realize it. They're standing next to you. They're listening to your conversations. They do some crazy, crazy things, and it's not bullshit. I can attest 100% truth that is real. I have caught them trying to take pictures of my wife and I together because they say that, oh, you can't be together, because I'm smarter than that. But watch out, people. Seriously, listen to Georgette. Don't even let them have the chance to get into your life.
Do not. Do not. And you know what's so sad? When I was mentioning to you guys before that because public education is mandated, they actually public schools and the government own your children.
That's how they get into the jurisdiction thing right now, because now you put them in a public system. So now the state has jurisdiction of your kid, right?
That's why a lot of mothers don't want to take their kids to public schools. They want to take their kids to private schools. Okay.
Right. Because I don't know if this is true. I know this is a Mr. Davis question. I know this is but if you're not married and your kid's not in any services at all, I don't believe they have jurisdiction, right? There's no contractual binding that they have to the state. Therefore, it's a Mr. Davis question, but I've looked into a little bit of that. And the thing that ties you.
Oh, and then, wait. Miami said they got CPS in the schools. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I heard it's as soon as you sign that birth certificate, they're ward of the state.
Yeah, they're ward of the state. Once you sign
the birth certificate, the birth certificate is where it starts.
That's the state owns your children.
Yep. It's not, it starts right as soon as they're born.
Yep. It's true. The state owns your children. And that's why I mentioned to you guys before, several shows ago, one of my friends, I've known her since junior high. She refuses to have children.
And
when I tell you refuses
what's your penalty for not signing that birth certificate?
She doesn't want to bring children in this world because of what corruption is.
If you don't register your car, you don't register your kid.
If you don't, yep.
It's against the law.
It's against the law. You have to register your child. Just
not
the
actual
law
of the land, but maritime law, which is not. Yeah, I could go on about that.
Yep. Yep. There's a lot people don't understand. There's a lot people don't understand that they think they know the law. You really don't know all of it. They set rules in place to violate your rights. So what the fuck is up with the command? I mean the Constitution. Why do we fucking have them?
They don't even teach the Constitution in school.
No,
like,
they
anymore,
don't.
like,
They don't
at
teach
all.
the Constitution in school. You know what they teach in school? Vote Democrats because Democratic are for the people. And a child's mind, right, in school, they're naive. They don't know. Well, I'm a Democrat because it's for the people. You don't know the difference. That's what I learned in my fucking school. Vote Democrat because they're for the people. I mean, it's bullshit. They teach you the wrong shit at school.
Yeah, I imagine they don't even teach the Civil War anymore, do they? Civil War never happened, right? We're just going to erase that out of history.
Probably. Look what Carissa said. They give the children to the parents that are dangerous. So this way, the children stay in the system. That's why they know the children are going to come back. I said that already, Carissa. Yes, that's why they do what they do. What they do is that they put the child with the abusive parents so that way they can recycle and get them back, and then they get more funding, more this, more that. I mean, that's how crazy it is. But when they put them with the abusive parents, if the parent comes from a title, for example, if the parent is a firefighter and say he has the children and he's a firefighter and he's the abuser, they're not going to go back and take the children from him, right? But we're talking about other parents. So they make exceptions only for the parents that have a title, they have a badge, accept money, etc., etc. And people think the judges don't get paid off. They do get paid off. They do. There's judges who get paid under the table, especially when you're fighting in family law court or juvenile dependency court and the parent is rich. The judges do get paid under the table. And social workers get paid under the table as well. Social workers get paid under the table as well. Remember that. There's a lot of social workers that when the parent has money and the parent gives them money, they take it and they side with that parent. Same thing with monitors. The parent, the offending parent that has custody pays for a monitor to the non-offending parent. And guess what? That monitor will lie on her report favoring the parent that's paying her. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're going to favor that parent. So you guys have to be very, very careful. Very careful. And do not let anything slide. You have to document everything, date and time. You have to literally, even what your kids are wearing that day. Like, just write it down. My daughter was wearing red jacket, blue jeans, whatever. I brought my daughter cookies. I made her authentic food. I made this, I made this, I made this, I made that. You know, you have to write everything down. What time your daughter arrived to the visit? What time was what time was the visit ended? What did the monitor tell you during the visit? Which they're not supposed to.
Because they lie about that. They lie about their records.
Exactly. We have monitors who lie during the visit all the time. Because why? Because the parent said, ma'am, don't talk to me. I'm here with my daughter. I'm visiting my daughter, right?
Right.
Don't ask me questions about her dad. Once the mother said that, the monitor lied and said that the mother was talking about the father.
There's nothing more degrading than sitting in that little room with someone watching you and writing your little things down. You know, that's your kid that you've been with, raised, made, whole nine. And they're going to sit there and they're going to dictate in their little notes what they feel and he said something to her. Yeah, we're going to write that down. Come on.
Yeah. They lie.
Someone's got to stop this.
Yeah. And I just, as I mentioned to other people, I've known you, Darren, for 2 years. I've known Cassandra. She's the non-offending parent. She didn't do anything. She fucking didn't do a damn thing. It's nothing. Like, she didn't do nothing. And they, like, literally said that she failed to protect. How? If the kids were visiting their dad, visiting their father, how can she be? How? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yeah, Miami said they write a lot of false accusations on home study reports too. Yeah, they do. They do. There's a monitor that wrote a report against the mom. Why? Against her. Because First of all, she said the mother doesn't have a relationship with her daughters. False. The father is literally father of the year because he's paying you, bitch. That's why he's father of the year, right? Then she says that the mother's home was not comfortable. What the fuck does that mean? You know, what do you mean the mother's home is not comfortable? What does that mean exactly? Exactly. And then on top of that, she wrote down that the children and the mother doesn't bond. That's weird because the mother videotaped every visitation. She videotaped every visit. Her
Not
interaction
me.
with
They
the
won't let
children.
you do that. It's against the rules, they said.
No. There's ways to do that, buddy. There's ways. There's ways.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying what they say.
007
Hey, I've
look, this is real
looked
shit.
it
No,
up. It's
there's
even in their
ways.
policies that it states that you should do that.
Yeah, but they don't want to be caught. They don't want to be caught. So yes, it's very important to notate and record every visit you have with your children.
I have
If
on
your
video.
kids are-
I have,
What?
I have
What
on
did you say?
video. The caseworker comes into my house, sits down, starts talking to me. She got a protege with her, right? She starts talking to me, and she says, "Darren, you need to calm down." Now I'm sitting there talking just like this. What do you mean, calm down? I'm calm. She's like, "Well, you're threatening to call your lawyer." I'm like, "I'm not threatening. I'm going to call my lawyer." She's like, "I need you to calm down." Starts running, like getting louder and louder. And I'm like, are you okay? You need to, she's like, "Well, I'll leave if you don't want me here." And I'm like, "Yes, by all means, leave." And then she goes back to the report. I threw her out. I was screaming at her, all of this. I got it on tape. And guess what they said? Not admissible.
Actually, she's a county. She's a social worker.
When the district attorneys are lying about the laws, when the district attorneys are lying, what do? That's where the corruption is. It's so far up. I mean, the only boss of the district attorney is the governor, right?
Right.
So
yes.
How far does your corruption go?
But wait a minute. How far does the corruption go when the district attorney was involved with a criminal case about domestic violence and abuse, and that district attorney marries the husband, the abuser? Think about that. 5 months after his divorce with his wife that he abused. And then all of a sudden, she becomes a judge and the kids were snatched from her. I mean, from the biological mom. How is that not biased? How is that not corruption? What the fuck? That means he was already fucking her while he was married, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to just come out
screw that poor woman more ways than one.
So fast, right? Especially a district attorney that was involving herself in his case. Even the detective wrote down she felt uncomfortable because she worked cases with her before. Think about that for a second. The detective wrote down in LA County that she feels uncomfortable talking to his wife, who is a district attorney, because she worked cases with her before. And the social worker still favored the abuser because his wife is connected to the system.
Yeah.
They don't see that there's some kind of play in there. That's how our system works. It's nothing but corruption. Corruption.
Yeah.
The federal government.
If people looked at, if anybody looked into my case, Georgette, for a fact that they would say, "Holy smokes, someone pulled the siren. This guy is getting railroaded right now." Like, this is so much corrupt bullshit that's going on in my case. We're talking senators. We're talking district attorneys. We're talking all of this. Yeah. They're all correlated. This isn't bullshit made up with a tinfoil hat. This is a fact. Like, how do you be unbiased? How is it that all of a sudden this person, this caseworker, which I can't state, whatever. But how is it that her former father, who was the DA for OCFS for 20 years, knows my name? If she's not saying anything, if I'm protected under confidentiality, how does this guy know my name?
Exactly.
Right?
So,
Come on. Because it's either the guy that was in law for a lot of times talked or the woman that shouldn't be. One of the two.
Right. But that's for most of you. I mean, for some of you that just joined the show, like I said, I've known Darren for 2 years. I have literally checked all the documents he sent me. This guy is a victim, him and his wife. Victim. And they tried to separate them apart. And they're not violent people. Like I said, I've known Darren for 2 years. More than 2 years now, Darren. More than 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than 2 years. And
Yep.
Cassandra,
more than 2 years. It would have been. Well, yeah. 2 years and a month or so. Yep.
Yeah, 2 years and 2 months, actually. So,
yep.
Cassandra is a non-offending parent. She's a non-offending parent. So why is she being punished? Why is her children not with her?
Because of allegations from a drug addict that was there at the time their dad got arrested.
Yes. There you go. A drug addict.
Yeah, but they don't want to listen to you, right?
A known drug addict, which
Exactly.
I'm not a known drug addict, but she tried to say that I did drugs and I'm a horrible parent and I'm the mom because she didn't like me.
Right. Even though Cassandra never been positive with any drug test, but they still believed a drug addict.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still believe the drug addict.
They stop at nothing. They stop at nothing.
How screwed up do you have to be to believe a drug addict? But anybody can make a report. I can fucking call my next door neighbor, right, against my next door neighbor. I'm not going to do that because I love all my neighbors. And I can make an allegation. I can just say she does drugs. The social workers are going to take that information, come to her home, knock on the door, and say, hey, we received an anonymous call that you do drugs. And then her kids will be gone. Just like that. That's how fucking easy it is for them to steal children. And oftentimes, the workers are the one making the fucking false allegations. Just so you know, oftentimes the workers call and they say whatever because it's an anonymous call.
That doesn't surprise me.
They're not going to say they work, for Child Protective Services.
Right. I didn't even get a chance to say anything. Like my kids got taken without me even knowing, from their dad over a holiday weekend. So I had to wait until Monday or Tuesday in order to go on to an office to find out where my kids were even. And they weren't even stationed in my town. They were out the next town over because it's a bigger city.
Right.
And it was an emergency removal. So yeah, I didn't even get a chance to say anything or try to protect my kids from getting taken. They just got taken. And then I couldn't do anything.
I think what everybody's got to start doing is making the abuse and neglect on the state. I tried to do that myself, but the judge said I couldn't do that. But how not? You guys are causing all kinds of emotional distress to my daughter, who's 3 years old, who's never left her parents.
Exactly.
Not even for more than 3 hours. And you guys come and rip her away and bring her to a house where they're doing porn and voyeur cams and all kinds of stuff. I found this in 38 minutes. Who else checking them out?
Apparently, if you let your kid run away from home and go out and have relations with other people when they're older, 14 or so, I'll say.
Right.
And then they get pregnant by this older person and all that happens, you get neglect. That's neglect. You're neglecting your child, right?
Because
that's what they say in the law. It's abuse and neglect.
But they do that in foster care.
But if that happens while they're in foster care, like my daughter, it's fine.
It's
my
fine.
Let them
because they let the kids do whatever they want because they don't want the kids to hate them. So what they do, they say to the kids, to the foster parent, oh, if they want to go out on a date with an older guy, that's okay. Let them. If they want to go to a party, let them.
She ran away and did this. And they let her run away.
What's wrong with them? Wow.
They can't stop her from leaving. They said
they can't stop her from leaving. But guess what? Oh my God.
But when they find her, they bring her right back.
That's a fact. This lady
Like,
right here, she's absolutely
obviously
right.
she's not
Carissa?
wanting to be there. She wants to come home. So, like, why?
No, the foster parents are neglecting our children by coaching, telling them that the parents don't want them, telling them that they are new parents. Yeah, they say that. I mentioned that several times on my shows. They do tell the kids that their parents don't want them. They tell the kids the parents don't want to see them, even though the parents are not the ones who
Yep.
canceled the visitations. It was actually canceled by the social worker and or the foster parent. And then
But then they'll
tell
say it was the
kids
parents.
yes, they tell kids
Yep.
lies.
Yeah, my daughter doesn't want to do their stupid therapy and stuff, so they're telling her that she can't come home because of that.
Yes. And Leslie said, yes, they are putting our children at risk for abuse, and they cause abuse by ripping them from
And then the problem is,
the family unit. Yep.
right, because the problem is the more you start fighting and the more you start getting into this, and this is like it changes your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
I become a closet lawyer, but the more I fight, the harder I do. Well, now they put you in such stipulations that you do begin to mess up. So now they do have things against you, like, oh, you're late for this, or you're this, or you're this, or you didn't do this. And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That wasn't part of my lifestyle. That had nothing to do with anything. This didn't even exist before you guys. But doesn't matter. You're in that zone now. So you're in their zone, their rules, their game. You know, you just have to play it. That's really the unfortunate part. Like, you just have to play it, you know?
And none of it fucking even matters. Like, none of it matters. Like,
that's what people need to realize. Because if people stop,
they're asking you to do,
right? If
you
people
just gotta prove that you know that your kid is safe in your care. You got to just prove. That's all you should have to prove. But
you shouldn't even have
make
to
you try to do those fucking classes when you don't even have to.
No.
The second your kid is screaming and crying for his mommy or daddy, you should say, "Wow, back off, man! I did something wrong."
Right, but listen. All these classes, all this bullshit, it's all about money. Remember that.
Yeah.
Because they're
right.
You go to classes, all these fucking people, they're working, right? So they need people from the state cases, so that way they make money. It's all connected together. Group homes is independently owned. Group homes are independently owned. So oftentimes a social worker's family will open up a group home. And guess where all the kids are going to come from? From the social workers. All of them is connected. People don't understand they're all connected. All of them. When they monitor the child's phone calls, when the abuser abuses parents,
gross.
Right. They monitor. The reason they want to monitor is because the abusers don't want the child to speak up. They want to hold them like captive. Children get in trouble if they speak up because the abuser will hurt them. Get it? That's why they do monitoring visits and shit. How fucked up is that? How fucked up is that? We have people that are child molesters and their monitored visits are lifted within 6 months. Yet a great parent has monitored visits for 10 fucking years because the abuser father doesn't want to lift it. Why? Because the abuser doesn't want the children to speak the truth. You guys have to understand it's a game. That came from a family law attorney and a juvenile attorney that I know very well. They both told me in the court system is a game. It's a game. And you know who wins? Narcissist.
Yeah.
That's who wins. The narcissist wins. Why? Because the system is fucking narcissist. And I told you guys many times, oftentimes, when you have a house of demons, they're not going to go against itself. Because if they go against itself, that house is going to fall. Right? So demons protect demons. A sociopath and narcissist, they're going to protect each other, right? They work in the same entity. They're not going to hire sane people to do their job, right? They're not going to hire a compassionate person or even a person with common sense. They're not going to do that. Yeah. It's like playing Russian roulette with our kids' lives. That's exactly what they do. That's all they do. But look, guys, always have record of everything. I'm going to tell you this for the last time. Have record of everything. That's how I'm going to end the show. Keep records of everything. Record. Because think about it. What else do you have?
Absolutely.
It's your word against theirs. These motherfuckers don't want evidence. That's the problem. Because the fucking criminals don't want to be caught. Don't want to be caught. For example, that mother was telling you about, the monitor lied on her report against the mom. Had the mother not had any recording of interaction with her children and her doing her monitor visits, is going to be her word against the monitor. Right? You understand? So if the monitor says on July 6th, the mother attacked the children. Example. But on July 6th in the recording, it shows the mother is playing with the children, the mother is feeding the children, especially if you have teenage kids. You don't have time to talk about shit. Teenage kids, they want to shop, they want to play whatever Roblox or whatever they do, they want to interact on the phone. That's their lives is what? The phone and shopping.
And then all for what? This is what I was talking about the other day.
Money. That's all it is, because the monitor doesn't want to lose her job. Please, they
try to save one life.
Monitors get paid off too.
And they
get paid off too.
Destroy how many?
Yeah. They
if they're even really a reason to try to save.
You're not making sense, Darren, because you're cutting in and out. Darren, you're cutting in and out. Yes, Leslie. That's what I mentioned last week and the week before and the week before that. We need to come together. We need to have a group of parents for every state. And I've been saying this for rallies to expose them. We need to do this.
It could be anybody.
Keep talking about this. We need to have a group of mothers in every state that can put this together. We're talking about every state, including California. Every state and every county has to come together. But Cassandra, have you had any luck about this? Because we talked about this last week. I can't hear you.
I said I'm thinking about starting like maybe a Facebook page or a TikTok, and trying to get people to join me and then start doing something like that, because that's like the only way I'm seeming to be able to contact to anybody, get out to anybody. It would be social media, I think, to get enough people to do this, So I was thinking about doing something like that. I didn't get any emails, so I guess I don't know. But people just need not to be scared. Don't be scared. This is our future. These are our children,
Yep. And be careful, you guys. I mean, I actually bought a T-shirt for the rally in Washington, D.C. next month. I actually bought the T-shirt, and I love it. I love that T-shirt because the message is amazing. And I want to go. I'm just, I haven't decided yet because of work. I do want to go though. And Leslie said, yes, and contact your local news outlet and try rally on the same dates all over the U.S. Yes, Leslie, why don't you contact me and Cassandra and Darren? Let's plan this. Let's do this. Please, I'm begging you, let's get it together because I've been trying this for a while.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start making an event on Facebook and then post it on TikTok. And I was also thinking about making some type of flyer or something to try to get I was gonna get out there and actually do this but I've just been working, so I actually have 3 days off, so I'm gonna be doing this.
Yes. So right now Cassandra is involved. I'm putting her in charge of getting together. Leslie, you want to know what state you're in, baby girl, but we need to contact every state. I'm not joking. Every state, we need to bring as many people as possible to rally. I mean, for for fuck's sakes, I think about it. I understand there are kids that deserve to be removed, right? From some parents, not all parents, but for you to give the kids to abusive fathers, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? What the hell is wrong with the system? This is wrong. Leslie said she's in Georgia. Let's get it together in Georgia. And Cassandra, I know you don't want to put in your personal information on live, your cell number, but please, Leslie, get a hold of Cassandra, or Cassandra get a hold of Leslie.
I sent there was an email that I sent out last week. Like, I don't care if anybody emails me on this email that I have.
Yes, can you write down the email address right now?
Yeah.
Just write it down for everybody, and it's gonna post on and live.
Hold on. Let me get it right now. It is.
Yes, we are not talking about not peaceful, my dear. We're talking about peaceful. So we hold peaceful protests. That's how we should have all our protests.
Yes.
It's a message here we're trying to expose.
Okay.
This is her email address, Cassandra.
Okay.
This is her email address. Look.
Leslie Draw. Okay.
And Heather said, you must file sworn signed affidavits and stop going through these kangaroo courts. Take to the legislator. That's right. They are kangaroo courts. There's nothing but monkeys in there. I mean, it's a circuit. The circuit court. It is a circuit. It's a circuit. It is a fucking circuit. That's all it is. The flying monkeys. That's what they are. Flying monkeys. James said, injustice, there is no injustice. Injustice, there is no injustice. That is right. Injustice, there is no injustice. That's a good message, James, because I believe all that 100%. Okay, so Leslie, she's going to contact you. Cassandra is going to contact you. And we need to also contact other states as well, guys. We need to do this immediately. We need to contact other states. So if you guys are watching the show, please, 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 please contact Cassandra. And let's get this together. Let's really, really get this together. Cassandra, what's your email address?
It's lamb Cass, like the animal lamb.
LAM.
LAMB. Cass, CASS 30 @gmail.com.
LAMECASS 30 @gmail.com.
LAMB, like lamb.
Oh, lamb.
Like ba.
LAMB.
Yep.
CASS 30 @gmail.com. Right? Okay. So this is Cassandra's email address. Please contact her and let's make this happen. It's very important, you guys. Like, seriously.
Like I said, I'm in California, so I could do California.
Yes, California. For anybody in California, contact Cassandra.
And
anybody in Georgia, contact Leslie, because I believe she's in Georgia.
When is the rally in May?
I believe May 21st. 21st. Sorry,
yeah.
May 20. Yeah, May 21st. I actually got the T-shirt. I already bought the T-shirt. It's big, but okay. Heather is in San Bernardino. Heather, contact Cassandra.
Yeah, that's the same as me.
Immediately. Indiana here. Wait, San Bernardino. Wait, no. Heather's in Indiana.
I'm in San Bernardino.
Yeah, you're in San Bernardino. So Leslie said, I was in court in Indiana with a client being accused of, oh man, proxy took a year, but we won. That's good, Leslie. That's very, very, very good. But you guys have to be careful too. A lot of courts do not like family advocates. So we've seen cases in LA where they refuse because honestly, you have to be an attorney. You got to be an attorney in order for you to be inside the courtroom, especially in juvenile dependency matters. So oftentimes we hear a lot of people saying they won cases, and then we when we research, they didn't. It was just saying that. They were just saying that. So you have to be very, very careful. Other people use that for business to make money as well. So you can't go to a foot doctor, right? If you have a heart disease, it's impossible, and you cannot diagnose yourself either. You have to be very careful with that because we receive a lot of people telling us we hired a family advocacy, blah 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 blah, and they took our money and they didn't help us. And then the family advocacy would say, well, we helped them and we won the case. Like, really? Which one is saying the truth? So you have to be careful.
Heather, if you have people that you need to contact me, let them know if you got people down here, because I will answer back. I'm trying to get stuff together. I haven't actually started completely yet on it because I've been working, but I have these 3 days off and I'm going to stick to this. This is what I'm planning on doing. So,
and we need to get Darren involved too. Okay.
Yeah.
We have to. So Cassandra, is there any way you can contact Darren and work on it together, please, baby girl?
Yeah. If you ask him or you give him my email or whatever and have him contact me.
Right. I'm gonna do that. But I want to end the show with this message. Well, to you guys, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That's in Isaiah 5:20. Again, I'm gonna repeat. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That's in Isaiah 5:20. Remember that. God bless you all. And I am praying for you guys. And I actually do write everybody's names when I see them on my show. And I actually do mention your full name when I pray. So I'm hoping to God that you are giving us your real name. I'm not sure, but I do have a prayer list as well. She said, I want you to believe that you can't be present, but I've been studying the law for a while now. Be careful for those that prey upon others. I work on donations, never asking. Good girl. But there's a lot of people, baby girl, who actually call us and tell us what goes on. So this has nothing to do with you personally, love. This has a lot to do with people who actually told us what happened. They say that the family advocate, they asked for like 1,800, 1,500, 300, 200, 150, etc., etc. And they're like, we want our money back. And I'm like, I can't help you with that. There's nothing we can do. So that's why I said for people to be careful. That's all. Thank you, Sydney. And please, guys, don't give up on your children. I know you won't. Don't give up the fight. God bless you. And God bless you, Heather, for what you're doing as well, baby girl. And Stacy and Leslie, Carissa, Cindy, Margie. Everybody, God bless you guys. And I will definitely keep you guys in prayers. And Cassandra's going to contact you guys as well. So don't forget the rally in every state. I mean, Heather, baby girl, if you want to also do it in your state, make sure that you contact Cassandra because we all need to do it at the same time. Okay? We all need to do it. It needs to be nationwide. It has to be nationwide. We need to take a stand, you guys. We have to take a stand.
So basically, no matter what state you're in, contact me. Let me know what you're doing, and I'll do what I'm doing, and I'll let you know my page that I'm going to make for the event page, and
we all need to work together. We all need to work together. Whether you're a father, whether you're a mother, aunt, uncle, grandmother, whatever, we all need to work together. That's very important. Even if you don't have a CPS case, we all need to work together, because
it can happen to you too.
Yes. We're all targeted, you guys. If we are all targeted by the state, all of us. But we cannot just sit here, right, and be fooled like this, and be ripped out of our souls like this. Because when you steal a child from a mother, I mean, for the love of God, the child's DNA stays in the mother for the rest of her life. Doesn't that tell you something? The father is known to be the protector of the home. The father, right, protects the family. That's his role. But there's a different bond between the mother and child. There's a very important bond. Okay, wait. There's something here I want to post. Together We Break Chains Productions. They said they have a channel talking about CPS. Heather said, I've been doing this since 2017. I am just letting you know that we have connections. If you guys sense just starting out, we can help. I had one and they never got my son, but drug me through court 9 months. Oh my God. Oh my God. Chat your email again. What? Stacy said something. Is she talking to you?
I don't know. Like, scroll up on the comments, Stacy. Scroll up on the comments.
Here's Cassandra's email again.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So go ahead and copy the email. You can watch the show after, of course. Copy the email and please contact her. Cassandra is going to be in contact with me. Cassandra has my work email address as well. And most of you guys, if you need me, please contact the 888-888-6582. And Joni or Rachel will answer the phone and just ask for GT. Okay? All right. Thank you, Cassandra. God bless you, baby girl. God bless you all. Oh, tonight at 7 p.m. is Relatives Fight CPS. Are you going to join me, Cassandra?
Yay, yes.
Yay.
I finally get to join you tonight.
Yay. I know. I can't wait. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, baby. Bye-bye.